Let's start with the MC question. We will talk about the common mistake. For question 1, which of the following is not a commonly used alkaline in laboratory? It's not. So we can find that sodium chloride, it is a salt, not alkaline. So the answer is C. The other three are commonly used alkali in the laboratory. And the next one will go to question 9. In which of the following media is sound traveled the fastest? Sound traveled by vibration. If there is particle, then sound can travel, but not in the case of vacuum. There is no particle in vacuum, so sound cannot travel. So D is incorrect. How about A, B, and C? Which one can sound travel the fastest? Let's see. In iron, it is a solid. Particles are closely packed. When there is vibration, the vibration can travel one by one. So in iron, sound travel the fastest. For water, has particles. However, the particles are loosely packed. They are separated. And in air, the particles are even more separated. So question 9, the answer is A. Let's go to question 12. Most of you forget about the drain cleaner. Drain cleaner is have pH about 12 to 14. So when we arrange the substance in descending order, means from highest to the lowest pH, that drain cleaner will have the highest pH value. So start with number 2. And the detergent is also alkaline. So next one is number 1. When we compare black coffee and cola, cola is more acidic. So cola at the end. So for question 12, the answer is B. Same case for question 13. pH paper turned purple means the solution is alkaline. So we will cross out A and B. How about C, D? Detergent is also an alkali. However, it is a mild one. Cannot turn the pH paper to purple. So the answer is D. For question 14, some of you may not understand what the meaning at the end point. At the end point means neutralization end. That means the solution becomes neutral when acid is acted with alkali. The solution becomes neutral in pH 7. So the answer is C, pH 7. Let's go to fill in the blanks, section B. As the vocabularies are provided, most of you did very well in this part. Let's talk about question A. Sensation is produced. Sensation, 感覺 in Chinese. Some of you will write down skin. However, skin is only the organ that contains sensor. Is it pink? Is it hot? Is it itchy? We don't know. But when the signal sent to our brain will interpret and have sensation. So sensation is produced in our brain. And for question E, The main air pollutant that cause acid rain. Some of you may write down carbon dioxide. We have learned that carbon dioxide added to water will give carbonic acid. However, carbon dioxide is not an air pollutant. Carbon dioxide is only a greenhouse gas, but not air pollutant. So the answer of question E, number 5, is sulfur dioxide. When sulfur dioxide is added to water, when it mixed with rainwater, it will give sulfuric acid. That is the cause of acid rain. Let's go to section C. For section C, A, you need to write down the word equation of the reaction. For tube S, you can find sulfuric acid. How about the metal? It is magnesium wrapping in every test tube. So the word equation is magnesium added with sulfuric acid, and it will give salt and hydrogen. The chemical name of the salt is not required. You just write down salt and hydrogen, then you can score mark. For tube T, we can find ethanoic acid, again added with magnesium. Magnesium plus ethanoic acid, it will give magnesium ethanoate and hydrogen. Again, the name of the salt is not taught in Form 2. So you just write down salt and hydrogen, then you can score mark. For question B, this type of question is seldom found in Form 2 this year, but not the previous years, not in the past. Let's see from the result above. That means you have to mention what you have seen in the results above. Explain your answer means you have to give evidence. Then we can find the conclusion. Hydrochloric acid is more corrosive than ethanoic acid. So you should find two test tubes. One contains hydrochloric acid and one contains ethanoic acid for comparison. They should also have the same volume to give a fair test. Ethanoic acid we can find in tube T, and the volume of acid is 10. So you have to compare with tube Q. Contain the same volume of acid and same concentration of acid. Then when we compare Q and T, we can find hydrochloric acid and ethanoic acid with same concentration and same volume. From the result, we can see that Q contains more bubbles. That means hydrochloric acid gives more bubbles than ethanoic acid. This is the evidence. And this is the answer of this question, the evidence. In Q, hydrochloric acid gives more bubbles than T, ethanoic acid. From the result above and explain your answer, that means you have to give evidence. For part 2, the higher concentration of an acid, the more corrosive the acid. When we are doing such type of question, we have to find different concentration, but same kind of acid. Let's see. For question P, we can find hydrochloric acid with 2% in concentration. And for tube Q, 4% in concentration. They have the same volume. So we can compare P and Q in question B2. When we are comparing the numbers of bubbles, again, Q gives more bubbles than P. So higher concentration of an acid, the more corrosive is the acid. Two is quite simple question. You just write down the name of the gas produced, and it is the case marble acted with hydrochloric acid. Marble plus acid, then it will give salt water and carbon dioxide. What happened to the lime water when there is carbon dioxide? Simple, lime water turn milky. And the marbles will become smaller, will getting small, will disappear. So I think question 2 is not an easy question. Getting smaller, disappeared. For question 3, it is an experiment about neutralization. We can find hydrochloric acid and then universal indicator solution as well as sodium hydroxide. From the result obtained when acid is acted with alkaline, the sodium hydroxide. Question A. When 6 cm³ of sodium hydroxide is added, 6 cm³, it is the end point. It is the end of neutralization. The pH value of the solution will be 7 at this moment. So the color of the universal indicator should be green. Some may say that it is yellowish green, so yellow is also accepted. How much sodium hydroxide is added to neutralize 10 cm³ of dilute hydrochloric acid? Go back to the question. In this question, 10 cm³ of hydrochloric acid is added to the conical flask. So simple. Endpoint of neutralization for 10 cm³ of hydrochloric acid is 6 cm³. The word equation to show the above reaction. It is the only chemical name we learned in Form 2. That is hydrochloric acid added with sodium hydroxide. It will give sodium chloride and hydrogen. And the safety precautions of the above experiment are well answered. Wear safety goggles, wear safety gloves are also accepted. For question 4 and 5 are simple questions. If you study well, you can get full mark. For R and U, R is penile while U is cochlear. For function of part W, W is the ear bone. Ear bone can transmit or amplify the vibration. And the function of U, U is cochlear. It will turn vibration into signal. Some of you write down detect the vibration. It is also accepted. For part A to part G, only A and G. A is cornea, while G is the jelly-like fluid. How about the function of part B? Part B is here. Part B is here. Part B is the iris. It controls the size of pupil. However, some of them misunderstand that B is the focusing muscle. Let's see. To control the thickness of the lens by focusing muscle, you can find it here, but not B. And H is the bind spot. No cone cell and rod cell can be found in the bind spot. For question 6, the eye defect of this person. He can see the watch clearly, but he cannot see the grassland clearly, so he has short sight. And you have to give reason for your answer. Some of you may write down he can see the grassland. He cannot see the distant object. Sorry, you have to emphasize he cannot see distant object clearly. You have to interpret what's the meaning of grassland in this question is about the distant object. He cannot see distant object clearly, but he can see near object clearly. And let's draw the ray diagram to show his eye defect. For distant object, parallel line will represent distant object. As he has short sight, the eyeball is too long. The image will be formed in front of the retina. To correct this defect, he should wear concave lens. For concave lens, thicker at the side, thinner in the middle. Again, from distant object, parallel lines to represent distant object. After correction, the image can be formed on the retina. Lastly, the challenging question. It is very similar to the question in your workbook. We have to compare extract A and extract B. Which one is a better acid alkaline indicator? You may find that A will show different color in distilled water, acid, and alkaline. So A is a better acid alkaline indicator. The answer is A shows different color. In acid, alkaline, and distilled water, some of you will write down more color. Only 1 mark is scored for more colors. Then you have to compare A with universal indicator. A can show 3 different colors. However, universal indicator is a mixture of acid alkaline indicator. It can even show the exact pH value. It can even show the pH value. Different acidity and alkaline can be shown with universal indicator. Or some of you will write down different pH or different acidity. And that's the end for the exam review.